Hey guys, it's Gadget, and if you saw my earlier post, it was about the snowstorm. I'm just trying to fix the spatial. Okay, good. We're good. All right. Yes. Well, right now it is 9:45 on March 14th, 2017, and I'm waiting to see if I have to go into work tomorrow because of the snowstorm. We're on state emergency and everything. As you can see, my face is breaking out because the medicine that I was taking for the pain and everything, uh basically, I didn't mix the bilberry right. I took too many bilberries. So, yeah. And I broke out in hives and everything. So, yeah, I'm getting better. My hands are getting better, everything and stuff. But I broke out in hives today. Not bad or anything. It's just that I gotta be careful to only take one of these when I mix it with the lutein and the other one and everything, and the astragalus and stuff like that. So, yeah. So where are we today? We are dealing with 10 inches of snow, maybe more, here in the Bronx. Well, upstate New York has got like about 22, 23. So what did I do? I was cleaning today. Instead of shredding more papers, I decided let me go through some boxes and find like things. And I said I told you guys. There's a lot about me you don't know. And this is the problem with Christopher's friends and everything and stuff that he claims are friends. Because for people who don't even know me, they seem to think they know about me and everything. And what they do is they basically don't actually ask. They just presume, and that's wrong of them. But we'll see what happens. But I wanted to show you something. Back in my first college, back in when I graduated school in 90, I'm just checking because I'm also watching the pearls and everything. Ooh, those are pretty. All right, I just gotta write that down that they're pretty. Yeah, I've been watching Once Upon a Pearl. Let me see if I can get this right and everything. If you can see it on there and stuff, that the thing will focus. Give me 1 second. Just telling her those are nice and everything. And let me just make sure I'm hearing her.
As you can, but sometimes if we still have openings like tonight, we did take orders for the first.
Okay, yes, she has some openings and everything, but otherwise it's Once Upon a Pearl. Okay, where is it? There you go. Her name's Kelly, and she's really nice and everything and stuff. I've gotten like beautiful pearls and everything and stuff. All right, so what was I getting at? Okay, yeah. So I went through all of my old college stuff from Iona, and I found some of my books and everything, my pre-calculus books and everything. And I found something interesting because originally I was studying to be a biopsychologist. Well, technically, I was studying to be to study the brain and dyslexia and autism and everything back when this happened and was being diagnosed and everything. My forte was the biopsychology, biochemistry, you name it. I was trying to be a how do I put it? Basically Amy from Big Bang Theory. I was studying the brain because being born with dyslexia, I wanted to see if it was neurological damaging, if it was birth defects, if it was hereditary, if it was, you name it, to see what would cause dyslexia. And then the subject of autism had come up, and they were talking about how it relates to other types of psychological mental disorders and anything else. So I had found my book and I was looking back on things because I have my other book around here somewhere. Where did I put it? It's another autism book that I bought when I was out there with Christopher and because his mom said pick up a book and just look it up and everything and stuff, right? So I got the newer version of what autism is versus what was in my book years ago and everything. And this book is older than some people's. Copyright on this one, this is the 5th edition, thank you, is 1995. The original was like 1981, all that stuff, because all the new theories had come out and everything. And I wanted to show you it, okay? Because a lot of people don't realize I was psychology major, bio major, public, all this stuff and everything. And it's called Bio Psychology 5th edition, right? And in here, it talks about the brain, the developmental, and everything. And there was a few key chapters on how hereditary brain development, outside, inside stimulants, things like that, and everything and stuff, right? So, why am I talking about this now? Well, it seems that a lot of Christopher's friends, even Christopher, when I was out there, even with the 4 years, think they know a lot of things about psychology and everything. Meanwhile, I was studying it before half of them were even born, or maybe when they were still in their swaddling diapers and everything. So, basically, also the fact that when I was researching and studying everything, I learned about, like I said, autism and developmental behaviors, how sometimes if you're like with biopsych, you study also the physical for the mental. Just give me 1 second. I just want to see.
Tonight at 8 p.m. Tell your friends. And
She's
keep
hanging up.
sharing and inviting so we get to that 3,500. So maybe we could open 5 for you on Friday.
And she just ended her show, so I just want to say goodnight, hugs to her. So let's see what I could do right now. Okay, so go back here. I'm also watching on TV the 1916 Irish Revolution and everything on PBS. And it's talking about how in Ireland, how the biggest change happened and everything. And I was supposed to, if I was still in school, that's what I was going to be studying anyway. So it's funny how the timeline still is matching up to when I should have been in school and not graduated already. But this is basically from my first college. My second college is where I did more of the entertainment stuff. And it's funny how when little things happen in your life, and that's what I wanted to talk about, because a lot of you don't realize I'm also an ordained minister as well. And I have my credentials and everything and stuff like that. But that's another topic we're going to get on, because basically we couldn't afford to send me to medical school unless I got a scholarship or anything, right? Unless my grades stayed up and everything. But there was a lot of stuff going on in my family at the time that you couldn't concentrate, you couldn't really do anything, but I was still maintaining things and stuff. Plus, the old way was they felt if you had a handicap, you really didn't go that far, or they tried to slow you down and stuff. And meanwhile, Shadow's acting like a little idiot right now because we found his ball and he's playing with his ball. So I just wanted to let you guys know that there's more to me than meets the eye. And that's what we're going to talk about too, also with this book. Because I wanted to point out something on one thing I forgot. And I had old bookmarks in here that got stuck, so I put new ones in. So I used her business card just for now and everything. But here's one of the things I studied. And it was basically biology of mood disorder, schizophrenia, and autism. All right. And now if you look, let me move it here. I don't know if you can see it clearly and everything, but look at let me see if I can get number 4 to focus in on autism. Okay, as well as many of the other ones. I don't know if it focused for the other one. Let me see if I can get it to focus better. Otherwise I'll read it to you guys and everything, but let me read it to you. It says main ideas of the chapter 16. Okay, it says mood disorders and schizophrenia are the product of numerous biological and environmental issues. Number 2, various drug use for treatment of depression and schizophrenia alter transmission at certain types of the synapse. The drug's effectiveness suggests that the underlying causes of the disorder may include some problem facing particular neurotransmitters, meaning your brain doesn't react to the medication. It alters the transmission of thought, of motor skills, of everything, okay? And then it says a number of non-drug biological treatments are also effective against certain cases of depression, including electroshock, changes in sleep patterns, exposure to bright light, and the use of lithium salts. Now, back then, lithium salts is now, which are lorazepam and everything else is right now. All right, and then it says for number 4, autism is a rare childhood disorder that resembles schizophrenia in certain regards, although the underlying cases differ. So it mimics something else, and that's when they would put drugs like tramadol or lithium or anything else, and they would give, because no one knew what it was back then. The same way like they didn't know back in the 70s what dyslexia was, and 80s when they were giving kids Ritalin, and you don't need Ritalin now anymore. I never was on it because I was part of the test subjects to show that you didn't need medication and everything, just that it was basically my brain learns differently than many others. I use a different synapse. I use different parts of my brain. I also had a brain injury where my head was smashed into a light pole during a Halloween thing at the Botanical Gardens, and it turned out to make up for the damaged part, my brain refired synapses in a part of the brain that was supposed to be dormant and everything. Like my brain lights up on like MRIs and everything, and doctors have shown me and stuff, and it's really cool and stuff and everything. But back then, in 95, they were contributing autism to schizophrenia and everything. And I could see what they were talking about and everything because they didn't know what to put it under and stuff. So basically, they give you the models of depression, bipolar disorder. So I also wanted to know what made my mother tick, like her bipolar manic depression, right? Also, this is also the study of like what Carrie Fisher was doing, all the other. So you know what I mean? So this is certain things. And it basically, you know what I mean? There's like unpolar version versus bipolar. There's genetics. There's viruses, because viruses can cause it too, because it can break down the structure if something has attacked the brain or your nervous system or anything like that. Okay. Abnormalities in hemispheric, events could trigger it, like postpartum depression, something that caused you a very hurt in your heart that you can't get over because you don't have someone there to help you or anything, right? Then there's the neurotransmitters, how the drugs affect people who have this. Because sometimes you don't even need drugs. Sometimes it's just you need to talk it out with somebody, right? And here, look, the original Prozac. They even showed you what Prozac looked like back then and everything. So you see what I mean? So basically, I was studying depression, anxiety, you name it and stuff, because we were trying to do the physical for the mental. We were trying to find a way to get people off the drugs and learn that maybe there's something else triggering it. And if we couldn't find what else would trigger it, then put them back on. Because maybe sometimes it's not drugs that do it, that fix things. Maybe it's just that there was something sad that happened in their life, you know? But all these little millennials and all these other little ones think they know everything and stuff, right? So sometimes even sleep patterns. If you're sleep deprived, you're going to mimic anything. You're going to be moody, depressed, everything, because you don't have enough sleep. You need at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. But in today's society, unless you work at home, you ain't getting any sleep because you got to try to catch a bus, everything and stuff, right? So just trying to reason like bright lights. Like, okay, here's a good example of bright lights. All right. Bright lights mimic sunlight and everything. All right. Ever heard the expression sundowning? How some psychologists say that some patients exhibit more behavioral differences at sundown versus daylight, because daylight is a mood altering. It gives you vitamin D, it stimulates your nerves and everything. It keeps your mood calm. The minute it gets dark, there's no daylight. That's when the anxiety gets in and sets in and stuff like that. So basically, yeah, and everything. All right. That's why they would give you lithium and all the other stuff, or they'd have you sit in a room with lights and everything. And we also trick ourselves. That's why we're also, our serotonin is down and everything, because we're still running off of daylight when our body's natural clocks and everything. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of that stuff. And then basically here it is about schizophrenia and autism. All right. And this is why it's basically interesting on most of it. The characteristics of it are generally a severe disorder by deteriorating ability to function in everyday life combined with hallucinations and delusions. Boy, I grew up knowing somebody like that, and they don't exist in this world anymore. They passed away. All right. Behavioral symptoms are basically negative to positive, acute, things like that. And basically, it started around, it's like back then, 0.7% of the people have it. Brain abnormality, dysfunctions, things like that. Their brains are firing up and everything. And possible causes sometimes could be anything. It could be anything from a virus, it could be anything from a trauma, things like that. You have to have the underlying things. It could also be genetics because of sometimes inbreeding in animals. They've seen that, as well as many types of things where if the genes are too close, or if it was supposed to be a twin and you absorb that twin and things like that. It's amazing what things can do. But then when they did the thing about like autism and everything, that's what I'm trying to look for in here and everything. Let's see, biochemistry of it. Where is it? On dopamines and what affects the drug. Let's see. Here we go. Infantile autism is a rare condition affecting about one child in back then 2,500. Its resemblance to schizophrenia in certain regards, although underlying causes differ. Like other kinds of abnormal behavior, autism comes in degrees from mild to severe. In full-blown cases, following behaviors and characteristics are social isolation, stereotyped behavior. An autistic child will rock back and forth and bite his or her hand, staring at something, rotates an object, engages in repetitious behavior. An autistic child ignores other people, shows little attachment to parents, relatives. Okay. Resistant to any change in routine. Child is that. These are actually same as I read in the other book, the newer version. Abnormal responses to sensory stimuli. May ignore visual sounds, speech. Intense insensitivity to pain. Some fail to react to cuts, burns. Okay. Inappropriate emotional expression. Autism has sudden bouts of. Okay. Cannot understand when. Oh. Does not understand when they've hurt people. Okay. Let's see. Specific. Okay. Interesting. Yep. This is what I was studying before and everything. And I was trying, okay, therapies. genetics. Okay, under the genetics of it, okay? Parental behavior. As early as 1990, as early as 1981 and 83. Huh. Studies have been shown for children. Interesting. Therapies. It's basically almost the same as the book I got before and the one I got when I was out in the UK. But basically, this is what I was studying because I was going to be a biopsychologist. Well, studying the brain and everything because it was on the path to neurobiology too, as well, and everything. But that takes money. You have to go to medical school and everything. And I had the grades. We just didn't have the money. And I opted out with all the stuff that was going on in the family because that's when my mother was starting to show symptoms of dementia and bipolar. My sister was going through stuff. My dad was going through stuff. It just basically, I had to take care of the family from 1997 and just put everything on hold and said to myself, do I want to continue with being a biopsychologist? Because at the time it was unless we had scholarships galore, and I wasn't getting scholarships because of everything and stuff. I had no time to take certain tests and things. So yeah. So I had to put that on hold, and it took a long time, but I went back to school just recently and graduated in 2015 from Lehman, and I ended up with a PR training and mass communications degree where I do promotions and damage control, promoter, things like that, publicist things and stuff for certain people and things, but I don't get paid for it. But you know what? It's good to look on a resume and stuff. I've entered the world of many entertainment fields and everything. I have, you know what I mean? But it's a lot of things you don't know about me. Like I said, I have so many things you don't know about me because you only want to listen to people who don't even know me and who only want to make rumors about me. And like I said, I've got so many of these people because they can't understand the fact that they are old enough to be my child, that their friend fucked up and he ruined it for himself, that it's not my fault. I already told him if he lied to me and did things again that we were done. So why are they keeping it up is the thing. And I turned to this to find that it has to do with a need to fill. It's called a flight or fight. It's basically they have to I got to get the correct terminology for it, but it's basically they have this complex where they have to have a reason and cause a reason and basically have a reason to fight and get satisfaction from knowing that they succeeded in destroying things or saving somebody's life and everything. It's almost like, oh, what is it? We had a term for it in psychology, but they call it something different now. And I'll look that one up too and explain that one to you. But that's basically what it sounds like with all of Christopher's friends and Christopher and everything. They have this complex where they have to either mimic what's going on in someone else's life because they're hypochondriacs, or they have to complain that they're exhausted, but then go to conventions and have the time of their life and everything and skip out of work and stuff, or they have to cause a situation to become the rescuer of that person because that's how they get the satisfaction or the thrill or whatever you want to call it in this day and age because by them being a rescue, because my mom would do it, like sometimes she would cause, it's not like Munchausen, it's like Munchausen syndrome, but not really. You know, it's basically Munchausen syndrome is where they cause the injury and then they have to get the sympathy from it. This is the opposite, where they cause the situation and they get the recognition for saving the situation. You know? And they don't realize, Christopher's friends don't realize I basically have dealt with this my whole life with people who try to do this, the flight or fight, this, you know? I mean, guys, you're talking to somebody who for almost their whole first college knows the ins and out of every psychological disorder and still research it because I thought I was going to go back. But who knew it would take me a long time to get back, and found that now this type of generation just wants to medicate everybody and not deal with the fact that we learned back then that you could have alternate ways to solve the problem and everything. But you know, but don't ever underestimate someone because you think you know them and everything. Like I said to Christopher, and I said to all my other exes, don't underestimate me because you're going to lose out. I mean, they just got caught here on YouTube for sitting there on March 1st and hitting, not even watching my videos, but I have over 420 videos, and on March 1st, all they hit was dislike, 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 and that's 309, which raised a red flag with everybody, and it shows that someone is harassing and everything. So I don't know what it is with you guys, because I've asked since July for you guys to leave me alone, not to call me, because like I said, one person called and said, why aren't you playing the game? Why aren't you dead yet? Why aren't you this yet? And I'm like, because I've got better things to do. I've got an apartment to clean because I have time now. I am getting rid of things. I have a life. What about you? I mean, I have a life. And Christopher ain't part of it, and Luke's not part of it, and Josh is not part of it. I just don't understand why they feel like they need to be part of mine. That's what I don't understand, because I did give Christopher enough chances to come back. I did give him, because he's the one that used to beg his ass to come back to me when I told him after he used to ditch me. I was like, you better not screw this up, and he would always screw it up. And I had enough of him screwing it up. I told you, there's only one person out of all of them that I would talk to, and he was the least of the worries, and that's Anthony. But at the same time, I can't trust any of them. I mean, why keep this up? I mean, you guys don't know me. You never did know me. You never did want to get to know me. You think I'm like those 23-year-olds out there. You think I have the same brain as all of you guys out there. I don't. And I studied the brain. Okay? So, yes, I was like Amy from Big Bang Theory, except I wasn't as neurotic as she is and everything and stuff. I was more like Penny, the actress and everything else and stuff like that, because I did go into acting. Yes, you guys know I was an actress on Law and Order. Let's see, where's my headshot? It's somewhere around here. So on Law and Order, all of them. That's how I met Eric Balfoy, and also J. August Richard, who's from S.H.I.E.L.D. I also have met a lot of people in the industry and stuff because of that. I know a few people who work with other people. I've met some wonderful people at conventions that I now consider my friends and family that are in the movies and television and stuff. But, I know voiceover actors, but I treat them like just normal people. I don't treat them like idols or anything. But I don't like the fact when people who don't know the whole story about me and Christopher, especially the people in the Doctor Who world, go like, oh, she's a bitch, she's this and everything, when, guys, you don't know me. Why don't you ask me what happened with Christopher and why he's lying or anything like that? Same like my other exes when they used to, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, she wasn't lying. She isn't a bitch. That's because people don't, it's called their ego. And you know what? It's going to come down to the fact where either Christopher is going to get off his ass and have to prove me wrong, because I already proven you guys that you guys are the problem, because you ran out of friggin' ideas. But that's here nor there and everything. But, when you study biopsychology, you actually study a lot of people. Plus, me being a psychic and an empath and everything else. Yeah. And what else are you going to do? Because, like I said, you could hit dislike all you want. It just is the reflection of you. What do you dislike? That's what I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to ask you guys, Christopher, Luke, Carrie-Ann, Josh, Gwen. Who else is there? Rachel, Anthony. What do you dislike about yourself that you have to hurt me for it? What do you really dislike about yourself? Let's see. Let's see. I know Christopher dislikes the fact that he doesn't like to be a chapter in a book. He doesn't like that people manipulate him. He doesn't want to be, Or Luke, what do you dislike about your marriage or anything that you have to stalk me? What do you dislike about yourself? That you're too much of a bully? Were you bullied? I mean, Carrie-Ann, you're old enough to be my child, and you don't even show me any respect. You never did from day one. All right? And Christopher is 10 years older than you, and I mean, there is a big age gap there and stuff and everything, but I had no problems with you until you started acting like his little protector and everything, and I'm wondering if you're faking the things that are pretending to be Luke too. So I don't know, because Luke claimed that people were pretending to be him too, but then he has too many things that show that he is the bully. And Josh, why did you lie? You wanted me to see Christopher and everything, and all of a sudden after I help you and no one else would pick up their Facebooks or anything, you then made me out to be the bad guy and had Deanna send all this nasty stuff and everybody else send the nasty stuff to me. But yet, I'm the bad guy? Maybe I should have let you do what you were doing to yourself that day and ignored you like everybody else did. But you know what? That's not me. See, you guys don't know me. And Rachel and Anthony, you just got mixed up in a bunch of stuff that, you know what I mean? By association. But at the same time, Rachel knows why I'm mad at her on certain things and stuff. And Anthony was the least of the worries and everything. And he got caught up in it. So, yeah. Like I'm telling you guys, you don't know me. So stop it. You know? This was between me and Christopher, not between me and Luke, not between me and Josh, not between me and Carrie Ann, not between Gwen, not between anybody else. You guys all got panicky because he lied through his teeth again, like he did every time with me. So my turn was to walk away. He knew that. He knew that was part of the deal. He knew I was not coming back. And if this is his ploy to try to get me to talk to him, that's wrong. I am not like you guys out there. I can explain all of you guys out there. As many of the other things. I have an IQ of over 300. I study human behavior. Because I cannot understand why you would keep this up. I mean, what could you get out of this? And then I realized in my book when I looked it up, psychological satisfaction because you're getting your jollies off or your endorphins because you are creating a situation that you think you're going to get my goat on and make me upset, which is really not making me upset. It's making me laugh my ass off because you're playing with a 40-year-old who's soon to be 41, who has almost a decade on most of you or 2 decades and grew up street and everything else. Well, you guys grew up sheltered. I mean, I grew up sheltered, but I wasn't, the way you guys are acting, you act more sheltered than me. Okay? This was between me and Christopher, not between any of you. You caused this war. I did not. And I have been asking you, and YouTube is going to be reviewing these as well. They have an investigator on it. And I've been saying on this, please stop calling me. I already got 3 calls on Skype today from people. All right? Leave me alone. Christopher and me were the ones who had to resolve this, not you guys. You're mentioned because you guys are being the ones mentioned by people who are calling me as the people who are instigating this. Oh, you don't realize the people that are calling my phones are giving your names up. It's not only people in the UK, it's people here in the United States too. Because my number's public. So you want to know why your guys' names get mentioned? Because it's your friends who give you up. Especially Luke. But the ones that do call keep saying, I thought you and Christopher were still together. It's one of your fights. I had to break it to them. I said, no. He fucked up too much and I had to go. He let others tell him what to do about me. Sorry. There was hope, but nope. So he can sit there, put his little help sign. Oh, yeah, that's right, guys. Someone emailed me. The cutest. Oh, wait, where is it? Where is it? It's in my phone. Someone emailed me this. Oh, it was funny. I was wondering why I was getting crazy phone calls and everything. Someone emailed me this. They said, oh, this is a public profile. What did you do now? They were laughing on the phone and when they sent it. They actually sent an email and they called me. Now, this is somebody that is from the UK, right? They said, check your email. I was like, who is this? I checked my email, right? So I went to the email and I said, oh, I got to screenshot this, right? All right, so let me get into the screenshots. I screenshotted this. This was too funny. I was like, okay, so what am I dealing with right now? What is it? They go, oh, here, take a look at this. And I said, what? And I said, look, they sent me this. I'm like, what the hell? Has he given up? I won? Yeah, they sent me this in an email. I got sent this in an email. And then, guys, it was the most hysterical thing that I got sent that in an email. And I'm like, and this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. People are taking upon themselves to escalate the situation. And I want no part of it. Okay? But I just started laughing my ass off when I saw this. All right? Okay? Now, the last time he did something like this was 3 years ago when he was in pain. So, yeah. So I'm laughing my ass off right now because that's his public picture, according to the email. And whoever that person was in the UK that called me, I want to hug them because I'm laughing. I'm like, did he lose? Did he finally give in? You know? Because I did nothing wrong to him. He's the one that did things wrong to me by doing and listening to you guys before he even got to know me. By people who don't even know me, who were too afraid to come to his door. You guys, I was there for 3 weeks, guys. You could have showed up. But you are cowards. And I will always deem you guys as cowards. Because someone who's courageous and curious and thinks with their own mind would have said, let me get to know her. Just like the other ones of Christopher's friends. Even the ones who did think I was the bitch and everything. So guys, just to let you know that if you ever have any more questions about psychology and how the brain works and everything and anxiety attacks and things like that, why don't you call me? All right? Because I may want to go back to school again for it and finish out my degree in it. But then again, I do like the world of entertainment. You guys give me enough, you know? You teach me about PR and promoting and publicizing and everything like that. Hey, just keep disliking my page. You know why? It looks bad on you. You could keep on disliking my videos, but what else can you do? I told you, I am not so desperate for likes. If you want to hit the like button, hit the like button. You guys ran out of ideas. You ran out of things to bully me with. I'm not coming back to your friend Christopher. I gave him enough opportunities, and if you actually watch all my videos instead of disliking them and watch them in order, you will see over the years what he has done to me. Even the one 2 years ago when I'm wearing the scarf on my head. All right? So people, stop it. Grow up. Grow a set. Check your egos at the door. And anything you have wrong in your life, why don't you fix it before you think you can control mine and his? This would have been resolved within a couple days with us. But you guys overstepped your bounds. And to Alex, or is it Peter over in Scandinavia or whatever it is, yeah, you got traced too by YouTube. Okay, so whoever's in Scandinavia of the Eurobloggers and everything, listen, if you really got to know me and talked with me instead of presuming everything from your little friend, you'd find there was more to me than meets the eye. Okay, so why don't you guys do that? Why don't you guys sit down and actually talk with me or review what's wrong in your lives? Because I did not start this war. I have an investigator from YouTube now, a specialist, looking into all of this. And they've traced it so far based on what we could find to the United Kingdom and Scandinavia. All right? So people, when you do 309 likes on March 1st, 2017 in one sitting, that raises a red flag. But you know what? To each his own. And I love you guys. I can't hate you. I hate your actions. But you see, hate is not a word in my vocabulary. It's only there to describe what the actions that you are doing are, which are hateful, jealous, and envious. Because why would I want your lives? They sound very sorrowful and boring. I mean, just to sit there and play video games every day and not go out. I can't go out right now because it's the middle of winter and I live in an area where there isn't a movie theater. I have to go 2 hours away. Okay? And I have to work. I can't call out to work. I have to work. I can't say, oh, I have anxiety. Oh, I have social disorder. Oh, I have... No. See, that's different here in the United States and New York. You do that, it's like, we make reasonable accommodations for you. Put you in a room by yourself. And you type or you do something if you don't like the society or being around people. It's funny. I sit there, I work at a job where I interact with the public and the public loves me. I sit there and I meet people, I meet strangers, and they become my friends. So I have no anxieties and no disorders or anything, just dyslexia, which gave me my over 300 IQ and my ability to read people besides my psychic ability and my empathic ability, to see that you all are asses and should go check your own theories at the door, as well as the fact that you should see what's wrong in your lives before you start blaming me for your sorry ass lives, as well as your friend Christopher, who is doing nothing with his life. He originally was doing something when I met him, and that's what turned me on to him and became a good friend and everything. But after what he was pulling on me, he was lucky I even said yes, because he was not coming back when what he did and made that video on YouTube. Yes, guys, make sure he tells you about that 1 hour, 15 minute and 28 or 38-second video, still playing the victim though, asking me to come back and everything, and everyone saying, oh, look, he wants you back. Nah. Unless I see his ass here in New York, he can go fuck himself. And I think, and according to most people who've called me, Luke has already done that for him. So if you guys want this resolved, you better tell your friends to stop calling me. Because what drew the line now was the fact that I'm not playing this game of Snapchat and all the other ones. I'm not you guys. You know how I take care of anxiety and all the other stuff and everything? It's called I read a book. I cook. I go talk to my friends. I don't sit there in a room by myself. Even though I'm in a room by myself, I'm never by myself. I got people I talk to on Skype. I'm writing stories for a I mean, I got things to live for. I just don't want to babysit people who have nothing better to do than to hurt others or wallow in self-pity. I guess that's what's bothering you guys. The fact that I'm not what you think I am, and you can't make me be like you, because I'll never be like you. And I hope Christopher learns that lesson, because I'm never coming back. It's not one of our fights. And if you guys are doing this to make me talk to him, like I said, that's wrong. That's part of your disorders and disabilities. And until you realize what you're doing, stay the fuck out of my life. I'm not like you guys. I'm not a child. I may look like a child, may act like a child, but I am not a child. And if YouTube is watching this, please, could you help me with this harassment and this belittlement and the fact that these people have nothing better to do? And no one is going to see my Facebook page. Why are you so... that's what it is. You're paranoid. You're paranoid. Oh, that's the classic paranoia. Oh, that's easy to solve with you guys and everything. We'll just get you something else to be paranoid about. Like how you may go back to the EU in Britain, or how, you know, some of you might not be allowed over here or something, you know. I went over there. You have basically the same stuff we have here. So I'd rather just go to Manhattan and go deal with the stuff we have here. Because the thing I did want to see, well, the two things I want to see, one is closing up and one just went completely nuts and listened to you guys. So, and if his parents are watching, like I said, I have respect for you, Graham and Angela, and that's why I didn't do much of the things while I was out there with him. Because trust me, that night he said what he said to me, I was ready to go home. I was ready to pack my bags and go to the bed and breakfast. Your son has crashed my computers. Your son has done a lot of stuff. But I hate to say this once again, but the best was when I got the email. I go, hello. They go, hi, love. We have something to, could you please go to your email right now? I was like, who is this? Oh, you don't know. But love, look, go to the email, right? And everything. And I was like, okay, what am I looking for? Click, I thought it was a virus, so I didn't want to click on the attachment, so I opened it on my phone, right? That's how I got to screenshot it. And they go, well, have you seen it? You see it? And I'm like, yeah, I see it and everything. So what am I looking for? They go, read it. I'm like, I read it, right? And when they sent me that, they go, there you go, love. I sent it to you. Have a nice day. This is his public picture. So someone sent me that. All right. So if you guys are watching that tonight, it's not who you think sent me it. Okay? Because I don't talk to Samantha. I haven't talked to Sally in a while. I just talked to her today, and she was like, are you okay and everything? Because she thought you guys pulled something again on me because I hadn't talked to her. Plus, with the snow, the connection was bad. What else? My book is making noises. Um, no, it was somebody from the UK. I think they said their name. No, they didn't give me a name. They gave me a first initial. That's what it was. They gave me a J name. So J. I don't know if it's J is the initial or J was the name. But hey, I got sent that in an email. You know how fast I deleted that out, but I got a screenshot of it. Oh, but if I let my friends see that, oh my God, will they do things to it? Who knows? They might have already. Mm-hmm. Who knows? Who knows? But I'll let you guys wallow in your self-pity, your narcissistic, sadistic, and tendencies to belittle me and hurt me that are going on deaf ears and failing with you. And what else? The fact that you are now caught, you are all this and everything. Told you guys, get a life, leave me alone, and we can deal with this, okay? Because right now, like I said, Christopher's not coming back. I wanted him to come back. I wanted him to fix it. But after what I just have been dealing with, and after that lovely little baby rumor, he can go rot in hell the way you all can. Because I did not start this war. You got into our business. And I only asked for help to stop whoever was bullying me. But to find out that it was Christopher, Luke, and all of you guys that were bullying me, you know, that changes somebody's attitude towards somebody. And like I said, if Christopher wants to keep lying to people about me, knowing that I am a good person and everything, like I said, every time he lies, his teeth are going to fall out. The guilt is going to eat him alive, and he's going to rot himself to death. He's going to rot from the inside out because guilt does that to you. What I learned in here, Bio Psychology. If you're guilty of something, it will show on you. It'll manifest in a physical form. Bio Psychology. It will show in either neurological, psychological, or physical manifestations. Bio Psychology. So, what has Christopher exhibited based on what people have called me and Luke has said and all the other ones? Well, his teeth are falling out. He is not gaining weight. He is completely depressed. He has anxiety. He has all this problem and pain that he didn't have when he goes to the conventions and he's out there with me. Huh. So, Christopher, what are you guilty about? Are you going to keep up the lie that you're going to tell everybody? Or are you going to save your soul and tell the truth? That's all I've asked, was you to tell the truth. Tell the truth. Otherwise, you're proving theory correct in biopsychology. All right? So, 43 minutes. Well, we can go another 2 because right now I have to deal with checking the website to see if I have work tomorrow. If not, I get a day off. I can actually finish doing what I'm doing in here. And I have time, unless I do a delayed opening and stuff. But I did want to show you this very pretty ring I got. It's called a London Blue. And it's got little dimelets around. I think it's cubic zirconia, but they say it's dimelets. You know, diamondlets or those little chiplets, whatever they are. Let's see if it'll focus. Yeah, one of my friends got it for me and everything off of, because I wanted to order it off of Wish, but it never came in. And one of my friends ordered it for me and they got it. So it's very pretty. If I can get it to focus. See, it doesn't want to focus. Let me get it there. No, almost. So let's see. Come on, focus. Focus. Focus, focus. Let's see if we can go closer and then get it to focus. There we go. See how pretty it is? Yeah. One of my friends got it for me and stuff. So I may wear it, I may not wear it. It depends and everything and stuff. But it's a little snug on my finger. I can't wear it when I'm sleeping or anything. Yeah, you see how it's swollen? My finger swells my finger. They got the closest size they could get. The other one we had to bring back, we had to return it because it was too big on me and everything. But it's pretty and stuff and everything. So I will talk to you guys soon. Hopefully tomorrow, if I do work, I could probably do the live feed on Facebook again and see how much snow and show you guys and then download it to here and then do one of these and stuff. But who knows? But I will talk to you soon. And Christopher, could you tell the truth? Because I am not committing suicide for anybody. Bye.